Part 13. Continue jumping. Chen Jian's expression changed when he saw Mo Yan. He didn't expect that Mo Yan, who guarded the border all the year round, actually returned to the court. They are not afraid of anyone, just Mo Yan. You know, Mo Yan once broke into their phoenix alone and killed the quartet, and even more so. More than 10,000 soldiers could not stop the opponent's footsteps. From then on, Mo Yan became a god in battle, making all the members of the Holy Dynasty. Soldiers are talking about a horrible existence. The man who was ridiculed by Mo Yan's complexion changed from blue to red, then from red to blue, and then he gritted his teeth and said, "General Mo is also here. I just heard that General Mo has a 2U sword that kills all directions. Compared with our black iron sword, which one is more powerful?" Provocation. Kai Guoguo's provocation. If Mo Yan agreed to compare it, he would lose not only Mo Yan's face, but also the face of the entire Holy Dynasty. If not, the envoys of the Phoenix Feather will definitely publicize that their Holy Dynasty is as timid as a mouse. And there is not a single weapon in the whole country that dares to compare it with their black iron sword. Zheng Yi frowned. He knew that this time the other party might be successful. Mo Yan was not fooled. He smiled and replied, "This is a birthday gift from your country to our Majesty. How dare you be so rude to damage the gift your country gave to our country in front of the ambassadors and ministers." He to be polite, but to deliberately emphasize the word damage. Even if it is ironic that Huang Yu's weapon is nothing more than that. I'm afraid that your country doesn't have any weapons to damage this black iron sword. Chen Jian looked confident. This black iron sword was made by the famous swordsmith of the Holy Dynasty, and their sharpness and toughness were obvious to all. Ah, arrogant. I want to see if your black iron sword is as magical as you said. Someone couldn't stand Chen Jian and the others, and stood up and said angrily. "Victory, shut up," Mo Yan scolded. He is well aware that this guy is big and brainless, he only knows how to kill the enemy, and he doesn't know how the two countries get along. "General, people are bullying us so much. Do you want us to watch them bully us so much? It's just a sword. I don't believe that our country has no weapons to cut off this sword." Wang Desheng came out of the column. Zheng Yi, who was sitting on the throne, said respectfully, "Your Majesty, I have a good sword and I am willing to try it." Zheng Yi knew that if he didn't try this black iron sword today, the envoy of Phoenix Feather would not give up, nodded and said, "Yes." Seeing that Zheng Yi agreed, Wang Desheng stood up straight and said to the guards outside, "Hurry up and bring me that sword of feathers." Mo Yan shook his head and sighed. He knew very well what the Holy Dynasty was doing. Coming with sufficient preparation, he had to step back and sit and watch how Wang Desheng would end. And the messengers had a successful smile on their faces. He wanted to let the entire Holy Dynasty know that all their weapons were no match for the black iron sword of Huang Yu. At that time, on the battlefield, as long as they shout, "We have a black iron sword in our hands," the morale of the soldiers who have a shadow on the black iron sword will be greatly reduced. After a while, a guard came with a heavy sword. Wang Desheng took his weapon and said to the messenger holding the black iron sword, "Come on, I'm here to see. Your black iron sword has what's so sharp." The strong man picked up the 1-meter-long black iron sword in one hand, and said to Wang Desheng, "Come on. Drink." Sword cut off. Kong dang, the blade broke, and the tip of the sword fell on the marble floor, making a crisp sound. The people of the Holy Dynasty looked at the broken sword, and their faces were not good looking. While the envoys of Phoenix Feather looked at the broken sword with bright smiles on their faces. "Tisk, tisk, Lieutenant General Wang, I will trouble you to use a better sword for comparison. Look. You cut off your own weapon in just one click." Chen Jian knew that the opponent was using the best sword, but deliberately saying so as to stimulate Mo Yan to appear. What they hated the most was the 2U sword in Mo Yan's hand, and they would not give up if they did not break the 2U sword today. 2U, as the name suggests, just wanted to slaughter their Huang-Yu dynasty. What a big tone, actually wanting to slaughter their Huang-Yu dynasty. Wang Desheng looked at the broken feather sword with a pained expression on his face. You must know that this sword has been with him on the battlefield for a year, and it is broken like this. Is there any reason not to feel sad? Let me come. A tall and strong general appeared, and he shouted to the guards outside the door, "Send me my Phoenix 2 Xing knife." He didn't believe it, his big knife could not cut a sword. After a while, the guards entered the hall holding the 2 Xing knife, and the strong man picked up his big knife and slashed on the black iron sword. Zhang swords collided with a harsh sound. And the strong man was also shaken back by 2 steps due to the strong inertia. Everyone quickly looked over and saw that the big sword was missing a big hole, and their expressions changed slightly. What a powerful weapon, even the big sword did not cut it. The strong man was very distressed when he saw that his beloved sword was missing a big hole. And then looked at the other party's black iron sword. Nothing was wrong. He blushed and felt ashamed. Your Majesty, please forgive me, the weapons are indeed the same. Not as good as people. What's your sin? Zhun Yi looked a little unsightly, secretly scolding the Wangyu dynasty for being disgusting, and playing this game with him on his birthday. Zhun Yi waved his hand and said, "Okay, everyone can see the sharpness of your country's black iron sword. Eunuch Yun, take the congratulations." Hey! No hurry. Chen Jian saw Eunuch Yun walking off the high platform and smiled. I heard that General Mo's 2U sword is extremely sharp and can cut through all weapons. We would like to see how sharp General Mo's sword is today. Haven't you met on the battlefield? Why do you need to prove it again? Mo Yan was not fooled. But he knew the extraordinary power of this black iron sword, and he would not dare to humiliate himself again. Or is it that General Mo is afraid? The middle-aged man who seldom spoke sarcastically again. Bold, how could our General Mo allow you to be so insulted? Wang Desheng shouted angrily. What I said was just the truth. The middle-aged man shrugged, but the mockery in his eyes fell into Mo Yan's eyes. Mo Yan clenched his hands into fists. He really wanted to stand up and respond. But he knew that his sword was indeed inferior to this black iron sword, and in the end, he chose to remain silent. The middle-aged man saw Mo Yan's forbearance, and continued to sneer. It's a holy dynasty, but it can't find a weapon that can cut off our country's black iron sword. If this spreads out, your country will lose face. Zhun Yi gritted his teeth secretly. These envoys are here to block him. They are blatantly mocking their holy dynasty, but they are a huge dynasty, and they can't find a sword that can cut off the opponent's black iron sword. Just as the atmosphere gradually solidified, a voice sounded, and everyone looked at the speaker.